So joining me now by Zoom is Eric Adams, the Brooklyn Borough President, who's a Democratic candidate for mayor of New York City.
It's the fullness of my life of in those dark moments, turning into purposeful moments. And I think that when you identify the character that is needed to be the mayor in an ever-changing city, I really fit that model. My values are rooted in families. Families are first. I continue to state that. It is imperative that we create a city where we can raise healthy children and families. And I mean healthy in all the different areas, from physical health to emotional, mental health. That is so important to me. But then when you talk about management style and bringing together team members, I think sometimes when we think about running for the mayor of the city of New York, people want to look at their individual qualities. And my belief is you must build the right team, trust them to be in charge of the agencies that would align with our entire city to reach towards one goal.
So it sounds like a leadership approach, that at least in those broad strokes there, that sounded a little bit more like Mayor Bloomberg than Mayor de Blasio. Mayor Bloomberg was a bit known for letting his commissioners do more and make more decisions and sort of be the experts in their fields. Is that along the lines of what you're alluding to there?
Yes, I believe that wholeheartedly.
How do you restore faith in government? What would the steps that a Mayor Eric Adams would take to make that happen?
Consistency, clarity, communication, transparency. Cities are made up of agencies that taxpayers pay into to get services, and they're not getting their taxpayers' dollars now. And it's those inefficiencies that are leading to inequalities, and they're giving way to injustice. I think that we will clearly turn that around with the right leaderships in charge of all of our agencies in the city, particularly the most important ones. Number one, the New York City Police Department. The prerequisite to prosperity is public safety. Public safety is the prerequisite to have businesses open, people living in a safe environment and trust in our city. The second is what I believe is the cornerstone of our dysfunctionality, and that's the Department of Education. We just have education wrong, not only here in New York, but across America. And I am embarrassed to know that we start every school year knowing that Black and brown students in general, but specifically Black and brown boys, are going to be level ones and levels twos. We need to transform the education experience and stop schooling and start educating. And when you look at the real secret around desegregation, it is how we assign students to schools. Because I dug into this, I met with teachers, educators, principals, superintendents, and had real conversations on why are we failing to integrate our schools. And the system itself is built on a desegregation outlook. And so we're going to change that model and allow a better assignment of students.
So beyond what we've talked about so far, are there key pillars of your mayoral campaign that are about the city's recovery? Are there things related to economic development, jobs that you're putting on the table, or you will be putting on the table to try to bring the city's economy back?
Yes, we're going to be rolling out several different white papers and some of our policies that really will focus on economic recovery. So I believe our economic recovery is going to start on several layers. The first layer is to run our city in an efficient manner, an upstream model, not creating crises that cause great deal of money downstream. Second, it's imperative to find cuts in our agencies. I believe every agency has a 5 to 10% ability to cut and still produce the services that we expect from our city agencies. Third, growth. There's no reason we can't become an attractive place for life sciences. To really attract our tech industries, we should not be number two to San Francisco to other locations. New York is at number one, whatever we do. And I want to make this a place where we can cut bureaucracy, attract new businesses here, and really have a thriving life science, a thriving tech industry, and then look and think outside the box. When you look at Our economy here, what oil is to Texas, development is to New York. Our real estate industry pays 51% of our taxes, and we need to think about that. And so the next mayor must be a unifier. And so I believe we need these development projects in a smart way. We can't give away the store, but at the same time, we need the store to be here in New York City.
A lot of the discussion in this race is centering around, of course, the outgoing mayor. And I wanted to know, what, if you had to give him a letter grade for his tenure, what it would be. And then, maybe explain a little bit of what you think have been, one or two of the successes of the de Blasio years and one or two areas where you really think an Eric Adams mayoralty would need to turn the page.
I find it difficult to give him a letter grade. I believe that's unfair. I think the mayor made a mistake in not expanding on 311 that Bloomberg put in place. I think he made a mistake in not going further with the educational system. As I stated, 3K is just not enough. I believe we made a huge mistake in not doing a better job with homelessness. I think that our homelessness service, particularly for mental health illnesses, it has clearly become a revolving door, and we need to do a better job.
All right, Eric Adams, thank you so much for the time. It's good to talk with you.
Thank you. Take care.